10 toxic people you need out of your life. 1. Time wasters. Short as life is, we make it still shorter by the careless waste of time. By Victor Hugo. How many times can you listen to the same old story? Every time you talk to this person, is it like rewatching the same old episode? There are certain individuals in your life who just steal your time. Some of them may be family, others may be friends. The key here is to find creative ways to hold on to your time and not let anyone steal it from you. People will use up all of your time if you allow them. So take 100% personal responsibility for who you give it to. 2. Criticizers. I pay no attention whatever to anybody's praise or blame. I simply follow my own feelings. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. There is a difference between fair feedback and someone just trying to rip everything you do apart. Feedback is absolutely great. It can aid your growth and point out your blind spots. It starts to get tricky when whatever we do is just not good enough for certain people in your circle. The victims. A wise woman wishes to be no one's enemy. A wise woman refuses to be anyone's victim. By Maya Angelou. Every time you talk to them, it's a new catastrophe. You want to ask them how they're doing, but you already know. There are some people in our life who take no responsibility for their own life. They feel as if they're constantly being cheated, beaten up, or beaten down by life. Everything is unfair and unjust. They feel as if they're constantly getting picked on. They are masters of playing the blame game. Nothing negative that happens to them is their own making or their responsibility. The always negative. There will be haters, there will be doubters, there will be non-believers, and then there will be you, proving them wrong. By unknown. You have to be extremely careful bringing your dreams around these people. They never have anything positive to say. They don't encourage you and will probably try to talk you out of anything exciting. But you can't take it personally because you know they just have a negative mindset. You don't know where this pessimism is coming from, and it's not your job to figure it out. It is, however, up to you if you allow them to have your time. If you want to have a positive life, then you can't have toxic people around you. It's that simple. Negativity is contagious, don't let it catch you. Hotheads. Men are like steel. When they lose their temper, they lose their worth. By Chuck Norris. Lights, camera, overreaction. Getting upset and acting out of character often led to regrets and are very unproductive. What's even more unproductive is when you get dragged into someone else's storm. We all have our days and our moments. But emotional outbursts are just a non-negotiable. There is no real need to have emotionally unstable people in your circle. The Emotionless. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. By Plato. It's amazing to be around people who have compassion and empathy. Empathy is a great day-to-day skill that will allow you to have more positive interactions and feel better about life. On the contrary, when we are around toxic people who don't empathize, don't show compassion or love, it affects our overall experience. There is just no need for this. Liars. The liar's punishment is, not in the least that he is not believed, but that he cannot believe anyone else. By George Bernard Shaw. This might seem like an easy one, but you might be surprised by how many of us hang out with liars. In the past, I've had friends who were huge liars, and I kept them as friends by habit. I was just so used to having them around. I soon realized that liars are the alternate time wasters and distractions in my life. On top of that, I see a liar as someone who tries to negatively alter my reality. To put it simply, if you can't trust someone or have doubts if you can trust them, then you probably don't need them around you. Manipulators. When you get enough inner peace and feel really positive about yourself, it's almost impossible for you to be controlled or manipulated by anyone else. By Wayne Dyer. These guys are almost as bad as liars. For the record, manipulators are also gossipers. These are people who will use you in any way they can. They will tell lies and stories to scare you out of doing something that they want to do, so there's less competition. They will use you to get a date, or a job, or an opportunity. They will try to get information from you and then throw it back in your face when it benefits them. They are only focused on getting what they want and will go to any stretch to get it. You do not need these toxic people around you. The intentionally hurtful. In life, when you encounter mean and hurtful people, treat them like sandpaper. No matter how rough they may scrub you, you end up polished and smooth. By Nishan Panwar. Have you ever had a conversation where you didn't know if the other person was just throwing jab after jab after jab? Where you didn't know if you just had a dialogue or was just insulted again and again? There are just toxic people who, for whatever reason, everything that comes out of their mouth is just hurtful. When something small happens, they try to call into question your character, your integrity, or your values. These folks do not serve you at all. It's important to know that you can take what they say personally, even if it is personal. They might be jealous, resentful, or just negative. But it's not your job to figure it out. Move on.